best sales and marketing council in the country. Today joining us is Mr. Magic 8 Ball, since it knows more than we do right now. So hey, Mr. Magic 8 Ball, are we still the best SMC?
It is decidedly so.
All right, so let's continue with this morning's program. We're going to announce our March and April sales performance winners first, and then we have a special webinar this morning with Meredith Oliver, Kerry Mulcrone, and Angela McKay. So Janice, you ready to announce our sales performance winners?
I am.
Yay!
Yay!
Good morning, TSMC. For today, we are announcing March and April Sales Performance Award winners. Please visit trianglesmc.com for more information and to enter your May sales performance by June 8th. Here are our monthly winners. We're going to hold your certificates and we'll have them available the next time we can all get together at Briar Creek. All right, so we are starting with March. So the winner for individual adjoining county detached, highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 13 homes in Tuscany for $2,850,840 goes to Clark Brantley with Terramore Homes. The winner for individual Chatham County attached, highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Legacy at Jordan Lake for $1,610,210 goes to Earl Sherman with MI Homes.
Yay!
The winner for individual Chatham County detached, highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 5 homes in Briar Chapel for $2,830,441 goes to Peter Winkler with Homes by Dickerson. The winner for individual Durham County detached, highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Ellis Crossing for $1,735,860 goes to Kelly Hazard with Meredith Homes. The winner for individual Orange County detached, highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 5 homes in Chandler Woods for $2,909,313 goes to Jan Hasbrock with Lennar. The winner for individual Wake County attached, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in Brickyard for $2,405,360 goes to Katina Hughes with Meredith Homes. The winner for individual Wake County attached, tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in towns at North Salem for $2,185,850 goes to Kristen Capadonna with H.H. Hunt Homes. The winner for individual Wake County detached, highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in Tarrant Lake for $1,816,715 goes to Amber Joy with D.R. Horton. The winner for individual Wake County detached, highest sales volume, selling 4 homes in Glen at West High for $2,627,300 goes to Amber O'Neill with Lennar. Yay. The winner for team category 2 or more agents, Durham County, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 8 homes in Andrews Chapel for $2,955,192 goes to Emily Lane and Jake Jablonski with MI Homes. The winner for team category 2 or more agents, Durham County, tied for the highest number of homes sold, selling 8 homes in Copley Farms for $2,089,455 goes to Nancy Vaughn and Kathy Stasser with Lennar.
Yay!
The winner for team category 2 or more agents, Orange County, goes to highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 9 homes in Harmony at Waterstone for $2,539,085 goes to Tina Aquinio and Jessica Jordan with Lennar. The winner for team category 2 or more agents, Wake County, highest sales volume, selling 8 homes in Wood Creek for $4,274,624 goes to Allison Hicks and Sandy Hackney with MI Homes. The winner for team category 2 or more agents, Wake County, highest number of homes sold, selling 11 homes in Longleaf Estates for $3,842,555 goes to Pamela Owens and Derek Spencer with Lennar. And finally, for March, the winner for Mega Team, 11 or more agents, 2 or more communities. Multi-community goes to, for highest sales volume and highest number of homes sold, selling 95 homes in a whole bunch of communities for $42,530,446 goes to Jim Allen with Jim Allen Group New Homes. Congratulations, everybody. For March, there were 95 homes sold with a sales volume of $45,530,446. Yay. All right, 1 more month to go, everybody. We are now on to April. Your sales performance winners are the winner for individual adjoining county detached, highest number of homes sold, selling 10 homes in Tuscany for $2,354,757 goes to Clark Brantley with Terramore Homes. Winner for individual adjoining county detached, highest sales volume, selling 9 homes in the Meadows at Flowers Plantation for $2,407,475 goes to Demetria Batchelor with DR Horton. The winner for individual Chatham County detached, tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in Legacy at Jordan Lake for $2,814,540 goes to Earl Sherman with MI Homes. The winner for individual Chatham County detached, highest sales volume and tied for the highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in Briar Chapel for $3,375,512 goes to Peter Winkler with Homes by Dickerson. The winner for individual Durham County attached, highest sales volume and tied for the highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Meadows at South Point for $1,268,425 goes to Anita Bowden with Meritage Homes. The winner for individual Durham County detached, highest sales volume and tied for the highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Crystal Lake for $2,370,892 goes to Susan Furden with Homes by Dickerson. The winner for individual Orange County attached, highest sales volume and tied for the highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Harmony at Waterstone for $1,126,435 goes to Tina Aquilino and with Lennar. The winner for individual Wake County attached, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 4 homes in Brickyard for $1,435,405 goes to Katina Hughes with Meritage Homes. The winner for individual Wake County detached, highest number of homes sold, selling 7 homes in Tide Village for $2,144,418 goes to Eddie McCabe with DR Horton. The winner for individual Wake County detached, highest sales volume, selling 4 homes in Banks Point for $2,154,675 goes to Gwen Clark with HH Hunt Homes. The winner for individual multi-community, 1 agent, 2 or more communities detached, high sales volume, and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 3 homes in 12 Oaks and Claremont South for $1,626,755 goes to Becca Golan with Fonville Morrissey Barefoot. The winner for individual multi-community, 1 agent, 2 or more communities detached, tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 3 homes in the Courtyards at Andrew Chapel and the Courtyards at South Point for $1,615,898 goes to Trenton Shepherd with Epcon Communities. The winner for team category, 2 or more agents, Durham County, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 10 homes in Copley Farms for $2,661,445 goes to Nancy Vaughn and Kathy Stasser with Lennar. The winner for team category, 2 or more agents, Wake County, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 12 homes in 12 Oaks for $611,970 goes to Haley Allen and Stephanie Messina with Lennar. And finally, winner for Mega Team, 11 or more agents, 2 or more communities, multi-community, highest sales volume and tied for highest number of homes sold, selling 72 homes this month for $34,390,441 goes to Jim Allen with Jim Allen Group New Homes. So for April, we had 160 homes submitted for April. We had 160 homes sold with sales volume of $68,359,043. Amazing job,
Yay.
everybody. Congrats.
All right, thank you, Janice. Next up is sharing of some good news. Hey, Magic 8 Ball, do we have any good news we need to share?
Oh, it is certain.
All right. Woo! So MI Homes donated $10,000 to the food bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. 5401 North had 6 sales the other week, with MI selling their last home there. Smith Douglas held their very first Facebook Live model grand opening and got 2 sales from it. And Smith Douglas was also named #1 in the market for energy efficiency by Duke Energy Progress Program. And Mattamy Homes actually today is having their first virtual grand opening via Facebook Live at 1 o'clock, and that's for Bengal Town. So keep the good news coming, y'all. So JC, do you want to introduce our webinar speaker for this morning, or speakers? Okay, unmute yourself.
Yep, I had to have
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, so my mom taught me whenever I was going to have a guest, especially a favorite guest and somebody I just love, try to make them really comfortable out of the box. So I decided if I was going to meet my friend Meredith Oliver somewhere, I might as well meet her in a shoe store, because I think that would make her feel comfortable and get us off to a good start. So Meredith is as an entrepreneur. She's been in the business over 19 years, focusing on communication and digital marketing, right? But the thing that's most important about that is she's not in marketing for marketing's sake. She drives it and makes it all about how to get sales and how to change people's worlds and empower customers to have a new lifestyle. And that's what she helps us do. But I had a very interesting insight into Meredith. When we got into this, I heard her tell a little story about how in the last downturn, she said, if we ever got into this, again, a situation like this, she would take action and do something to make a difference. And when we got into the pandemic, what was so impressive is she remembered that promise to herself and kept a promise. And people that make a promise to themselves and keep it are the same people that make a promise to us and keep it. And over the years, Meredith has made a lot of promises and kept them in a lot of situations with me and with a lot of people I know. And I couldn't think of a better person to lead us through an agenda called To Be Determined, because we live in an area of to be determined, than Meredith Oliver. So Meredith, welcome today. And I know you're gonna light it up. So come on and bring it on. Thanks, Meredith.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. That's amazing. Can I just take you everywhere I go and do all of my intros? That would be awesome. Hi, everybody. Meredith here, your very own TSMC person, speaker, whatever, extraordinaire. I'm just so pleased to be here. And I am joined by Kerry Mulcrone and Angela McKay. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so we've, as many of you know, because you've been attending, we've been doing a weekly town hall together where we go live on Zoom on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. And we had several hundred on every week. It's been really kind of mind-blowing. In addition to that, of course, Kerry's doing her own webinars and Zooms and 3 million Zooms a day, right, Kerry? Right. And of course, Angela, ECI Lasso, you're doing your webinars and your coaching and your training. So all combined, I think in the last 60 days, we could confidently say we've talked to thousands of you, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we've talked to thousands of you. Homebuilder helpline, how can I help you? Right through every peak and valley. So what we did for today's program was bring together, and we brainstormed and came up with 7 of our lessons learned of what we've seen that is working right now to make sales, to keep the lights on, to keep morale up, to keep us all going. And so that's what we're going to bring you over the next few minutes. So as I looked at our overall list of 7 things and we started talking about that together, I woke up this morning with this idea and this phrase in my head, and it is, we said yes. I think if anything, that's the overall theme. And as we bring our program home this in a few minutes, after we go over our 7 principles, I'm going to let you in on a little secret of exactly what I said yes to nearly 20 years ago that launched my career. And I don't know that a lot of you even know this story that got me to where I am probably now. And it was simply the act of saying yes. But more currently, the three of us said yes. And so our first principle, and something that this TMC is really familiar with, and something that it's going to resonate with you guys because your theme this year is better together, hashtag better together. So if you're posting on social right now, take our picture. Okay, ladies, smile. Take our picture and then hashtag it better together. Our first principle is we said yes to the gift of collaboration. The gift of collaboration. So one Sunday, I'm sitting in my house. This thing is starting to happen. It was early March. I'm thinking to myself, everybody is going to start offering virtual programs. Everybody. I don't want to be everybody. I want to be somebody who does something different. So it took me a couple days. And then on one Sunday afternoon, it hit me. A town hall approach, a virtual town hall. We'll go live. We won't script. There will be no PowerPoint. You know, this is how it's going to be different. So I fire off text messages to the two ladies that are on the screen with me right here. And what was the word you guys said without even any proper explanation of what I was asking you to do? You said,
Yes.
yes. You said yes. And bless you, you trusted me and jumped in with me on that first one. We had several hundred people on the first one. I had to do 2 vodka shots before I pressed broadcast because I was freaking out because I didn't know what a virtual town hall was. I just invented it and launched it and went live. But I said yes. The vodka helped. But I said yes, right? So this gift of collaboration, here's what's interesting is as the three of us have done this thing together, we also ended up like texting each other, how are you? How are you doing? Sending funny memes to each other. You know, we've had a big fight in our house and everyone is mad. Any suggestions? We've ended up being a support team for each other professionally and personally. And so my takeaway tip on this very first, the gift of collaboration is, I will tell you without hesitation that it's been my mastermind groups, my official and non-official mastermind groups that I've collaborated with over the years that have made me better and held me accountable and just produced a better outcome than I could have all by myself. And so my takeaway tip on this first point is, who is your mastermind group? Either officially or unofficially. Who are the 2 or 3 people on your work side? You can have them on your personal side too, but on your work for your career, who are people that are either at your level? The goal with a mastermind group is you get folks at your level or level up from you. And you find the time, you make the time to connect, to communicate, to challenge each other and hold each other accountable. And when you do that, you are hashtag better together. But it's that gift of collaboration. But in order to do that, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to tell each other the good, bad, and the ugly. And you have to really be willing to dig deep and put that collaboration together. Kerry, Ange, any thoughts on that collaboration that you guys want to pull in?
You know, I think that obviously you say it so well, but I think that the transparency that develops within that camaraderie is really where the magic is, because you don't hang up feeling like, yeah, not so much. I didn't really, I don't think I'm going to do what Meredith said or whatever. Yeah. Well, it depends, but I do think that strength and that camaraderie really comes from the transparency that when you reach out and when you're on these, you trust and you listen better when you trust.
Yeah. And Angela, I think what we found was that our work, your work in customer experience and relationship building with your CRM platform, your coaching and training, Kerry's work in sales and sales coaching, and then my work in marketing, we found this intersection of our 3 lanes right? And in that intersection, or if you were to picture 3 circles, in the middle of that circle is really the strength and where the magic happens for our clients in terms of sales, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that transitions us really into number 2, and Angela's going to take this one. This number 2 is the value of data, because in that intersection of sales, marketing, and customer experience, how do you know when to get better? How do you know when to change? How do you know what to change? Your peers, or maybe your mastermind group, are suggesting all these crazy, great ideas for yourself, but you want to make informed, smart decisions. And the builders who had data during this time are the ones that were able to do that. So Ange, take it away on number 2, the value of data.
Absolutely. Thanks, Meredith. And I just have to say, you had smart, thoughtful thoughts this morning. I was just concerned about being on time. It's 6:22 in Vancouver right now, and I'm proud of myself for being.
And you look fabulous too. Wow.
So, and I'm honored to be here. So thank you for including me. A little bit of a Western influence here. So, data is the new currency for the future, right? We've heard that statement, and analyzing data helps you better understand who your buyers are, where they're coming from, where they're at in the buying process, and allows you to predict, to know where you need to make changes to marketing and coach more effectively. It allows you to make more informed, smart decisions. And the builders who've been successful were prepared. They had the tools in place to capture information and track. And so that includes their digital marketing platforms and their CRM and all the other systems that help them market and sell. They had clearly defined sales processes for online and on-site salespeople. And it didn't mean that it didn't change, but it's a heck of a lot easier to make adjustments as needed. And one of the first things we suggested to everyone, and I'll say this, this should be done again as things start to adjust, is shop yourself and review your communication that's being sent out. So what are people receiving, and is it really reflective of who you are and what they want to receive? So many companies have already adjusted their messages to ensure that they're being thoughtful and not coming off as tone deaf, but their audience, they've shifted the messaging focus to emphasize more of the why, and not just your own why as a business, but maybe the bigger why for your audience. And successful builders have clearly defined ratings. And this is an area that I always thought was so basic and easy to understand, but it's not. And sales struggles with ratings, and yet it's so important. And the rating can determine what and how they're going to be communicated to. It's used to determine future sales and help marketing and sales determine effectiveness of marketing efforts. And I encourage you to sort of regularly review your ratings and get input from your sales team as to how they're working. And sometimes sales is a little reluctant to rate prospects accurately. An aggregate overall reporting of data is important, but let's not forget the information that you're gathering about your prospects, and whether it's online activity, progressive profiling, which means you're continuing to build information about your prospects, and it allows for personalization. And we've talked a lot over the last couple of weeks about personalization. It gives you the opportunity to really speak to your prospects and find that connection. And we've been talking for a long time about this, but now it's more important than ever. The last item that we have seen a huge increase in is the use of third-party reporting tools. So things like Google Data Studio, Tableau, Power BI, to create custom reports and pulling data from multiple sources. And the funny thing that happens when there's been a concerted effort to make made in reporting is that usage of your CRM increases. So it's an interesting correlation. I'll let you guys ponder that a little bit. But the key takeaway and an exercise that we've done so often with our customers is to take a lost sale and analyze everything about that prospect. Go on that buying journey using your CRM or the system that you've got in place. What happened when that prospect registered or walked in, the communication that took place, the rating changes and that progression, the amount of time it took to respond, the tone of the messaging and the branding, and then really look at why did you lose it and what could you have done better. That is an exercise I recommend over and over again because it's always surprising and you learn from it. And if you want to instill change and work with your sales team, they're always more receptive when they are able to provide the input.
That's right. It's true, right? And we had a question come into chat. Angela, would you mind putting into chat the list of the third-party data collection tools that you mentioned when you have a second? While one of the other ones of us are talking, right? Kerry, anything you want to throw in on the value of data from a sales management or leadership perspective?
I think, God, that was so spot on. And boy, did I love, that I always teach the same thing, but not from the analytical side, is look at the one you lost, and from a person-to-person perspective. But imagine if you looked at the one you lost from analytics, because they don't lie. So I'm like, ooh, I like that one. And your point, Angela, I think the thing about analytics, and Meredith, I'm sure you're going to talk to this because we do it like almost every day, I think, with our customers, is that when you get a new real-time analytic that you find, respond that day. I think that every 30 days, a report that this is what you did, this is what you did, is fabulous, but real-time, react now. And that's what you're speaking to, and I love it.
Yeah, that's right. And that really moves me on to number 3, our next principle, which is fast and disciplined. Fast and disciplined. But you can only do that if you're better together and you're collaborating and talking to each other, right? And you have good data to make decisions from. So when you do that, then you can, and I'm not going to say the word we all hate, that we've heard 3 million times. And don't say it, Kerry, but you know what word it is right now. We're not going to say it, but it means that you can change on a dime. There, I'll say it that way because we're also sick of the other word, right? But you can quickly react to the unexpected when you've got great data. Right. So what we found was, and you just set me up perfectly, I'm going to hit share screen, everybody. I want you guys to look at this. This is a dashboard that we maintain here at Meredith Communications for all of our Homebuilder website clients. It's refreshing. Hang on there for a second. And we're benchmarking 60 Homebuilder websites across 40 markets across the country. Let me hit refresh one more time. The top's not loading. There we go. Thank you. Zoom, please cooperate. If Brady is streaming Xbox right now, I'm gonna choke him, right? I told him to turn it off before I started. But being able to be fast and make good decisions means not only you know what you're doing, but you kind of have a feeling of where you fall in the benchmarks. And so we went from looking at monthly reviews, that's what Kerry was just saying, of data, to weekly reviews of data. And that means you can be fast. and you can make fast decisions. So for example, if we're looking at a 12-month website traffic trend of 60 builders across the country, what are their website traffic? What does it look like? So you can see January and February, we were at like this 10-year high. We were roaring. And then mid-March, boom, there it hit. But then look what happens for April and May. We're only halfway through, and look where we are, how we're doing. So it's these dashboards with some of the tools that Angela mentioned that then allow you to go, okay, we need to move. We've got to be fast. So for example, yesterday on our town hall, our very own Allison, we're already of MI Homes. Woohoo, Allison, I know you're in this morning. She talked about how they moved fast and did remote entry self-service. They implemented it on 10 inventory homes, and she just did it. She didn't know how it was going to go. She didn't know what would happen. It's turned out great. They've sold a bunch of houses using it, but that's a great example of this data dashboard I'm looking at. One of the top page viewed on most all of our home builder websites right now, available quick move-in homes. Because if I'm going to do it, I want to do it now quickly before I lose my job. Like the idea of kind of planning out a 10-month build is a little daunting at the moment in the lower price points. Now in the higher price points, the 400s, 500s, not seeing as much impact there. I think those folks feel pretty secure. So their to-be builds, pre-sales seem okay. But in those lowers, it's like, no, I want just to do it now. I want to solve an immediate problem, which is I hate this house, and now I really hate this house after being quarantined in it for 10 weeks, right? And so fast decisions enable you to see that's what people are into. So that's what we're going to do. Kerry, thinking like with lifestyle builders in Virginia, you and I collaborate on that builder all the time. I'm trying to think what would be a good example of a fast decision we've made because we looked at data. Maybe like I know we like launched a Facebook ad for a community that was really sagging. What are some of the other things we've done from data?
I think specifically one of the things that we looked at one day that I was like, oh my gosh, is that we were looking at the data, and it was when you pull all that up and it tells us like pages and the neighborhood and how long, everything attributed to, I went, that's Holloway, which is a community. And that's that buyer. When we looked at the graph, every single thing indicated indirectly showing us that everybody that was interested in that community was online looking at that community. So then we switched a blog to that community.
We did.
Did a digital Facebook ad and then boosted that. And then that next week, those analytics and the sales in that neighborhood were crazy cool. But it's because we read behind the scenes and reacted like that afternoon. Like you called me in the morning and showed it to me, and I got them. These people like get afraid when they find out that Meredith and Kerry have been on the phone because change.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a surge in page views and time on site and clicking on PDF feature sheets. Right. And then we said, hey, OSC, are you getting chats on Holloway? Yep, we're getting chats on Holloway. So we started to build this picture in real time. And it was like, get an incentive up there, get a Facebook ad up there, get something. And we made sales. So yeah, and this is something we've talked a lot about in the town halls of making sales happen, of what do you need to do to be proactive to make it happen. And this collaboration using the data, you can do fast and disciplined. All right, so number 4, if you're keeping track. So this one I'm gonna pitch over to Kerry, because Kerry, in talking to thousands of us over the past 10 weeks of all this disaster and positive too, sorry. A little bit of the inner voice creeping out. One thing you found was sometimes people aren't fast and disciplined with their decisions. They get mired in trying to work on stuff, and meanwhile, whoopsie, we forget to sell.
Right.
So our number 4 principle is what? We call it what?
And ... Sold
and So
Yeah.
the idea here is they kept selling. They worked in the business while they worked on the business. Kerry, take her away.
Well, before I even start, I have to thank all you guys. You know, the Triangle SMC is like kind of my people and I love it. So I'm honored and thank you, and you guys rock. And listening to those results makes me go, well, nothing happened there, but we're still going to talk about sales and where that came from is that as I started working with builders and marketing departments and salespeople, it was like we were all kind of trying to shift and do and be relevant, like be relevant in today's time. But we still had to sell. So salespeople were being asked to do bomb videos and virtual tours and all these things. And my responsibility and commitment to the builders that I will help and support do this, but I will keep your sales team still selling as well, or motivated to sell. So that's where sales and came from. It's kind of like you wake up in the morning and you serve breakfast, and what are you going to make for dinner? You go somewhere, you let your kids go somewhere, and it's like, and here are the rules if you're going to go. You are right now with us at the sales and marketing breakfast, and what are you thinking that you're going to go do next? So it's always that and kind of that ... afterwards, which is an intentional thought that gets you to the next. So now if I dive in, if you're a note taker, everybody knows how many times have I told you guys, I love to see you write notes, right? I can't see you, so I'm trusting you. Draw a triangle, like sales and marketing, Raleigh triangle. And at the bottom of the triangle is builder. And at the top, and one angle is sales and one angle is marketing. And so how does that play to you guys? So what we've been finding is the builder is having to streamline processes and systems and have the time to do it, which that is a gift that we have been given in these times. We've been given a little bit of behind the scenes time that we always said we didn't have any time to work on. So while they're working on all that, which has been great, they have still had to focus on cash is king, close the move-in readies, cash flow, ebb and flow. So I love all the new systems and great, but what have you done for me lately? So the builder is having to support sales in all the way they need to make sure that the sale can happen in the current times. So that's the foundation. And then you've got marketing, because you heard me on one of the builder town halls, I'm like, I'm so into what Meredith and Angela and Matt Riley and all these guys are doing now that I'm like, whoever decided this was called sales and marketing? Because it's not, it's marketing and sales. So go back, I don't know how many eras, but now I'm with you guys and you marketers and realizing that you need to message and be relevant and talk about safety and all the things that happen when you open your models and when you're doing private appointments and all the things, but you still have to be branding and messaging and marketing to all those people that don't have as much of a fear, or they're ready now. They're in a different bucket. They're in a different buying bucket. And I always talk about all the buckets of people, sorry, but they really do come out in buckets. And then we've got the salespeople, and they are, God love every single one of you that has picked up and embraced technology that you said, I will never do a bomb. I will never do, I can't imagine walking through a model all by myself, doing a tour. What is exciting about sheetrock? And like, really, Kerry, you want me to show a piece of granite and make it seem exciting? And I'm like, yep. And I told Meredith this morning when we were texting, we kind of do makeup and hair texting some mornings. And this morning it was like, remember the little train that said, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can. You know, thank you to all you guys that have done that. So you've been sales and doing all that. So that this segment is understanding that while we are working in the reinvention, the retooling, all of that, we have to be cognizant of sales. So it's sales and ...
Ah, that's perfect. All right, perfect. So, Kerry,
Yeah.
as these people were doing their selling and figuring, working in and on themselves and the business at the same time, some of them were able to kind of pull the trigger, do that fast thing we talked about, move fast, right? I mean, if you think about it, like, what if we had waited on the town halls, you know, after everybody else had 5 million webinars a day?
Right.
We wouldn't have had the audience we had, right? And that's been true many times throughout our careers in different ways. It's like sometimes being first is really important to adapt to something. Now, if you're listening, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Right.
And we don't, you know, I don't want you to go away from this going, oh, well, can't do it. No, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of eyeballs. There's plenty of people to sell to. So you can, but being first can be important to you. So our principle number 5 was, and I always say this wrong, so help me, don't let great get in the way of what?
Good.
Of good. All right. So talk to us about 90% done is better than 100% perfect.
So I live by this because there are times that I have written and rewritten and thought and rethought, and then I see it done and I go, dang, I was thinking that. I've done it in a million facets. I know, particularly if I get to the International Builders Show, and I love to listen to all my friends and colleagues, but it's really frustrating when I'm in the audience and I go, I was going to do that. So I was letting great get in the way of good enough is good sometimes. So as I look everybody as straight in the eyes as I can today, to understand that when you're thinking something that you think this would be a great idea, get it till good and launch it and put it into action. Because if you don't, some other genius is going to steal your idea. And who wants that? But specifically, I mean, I'm talking about to sales right now, that virtual world of, I had a gal that thought she would never, ever, ever do this. And she did a bomb video to all of her B's and C's and D's, because to Angela's point, we work really hard on rating and behaviors, the behavior that comes with a rating. So they were on their hot prospects and getting all this stuff for that. So she did a bomb video to her C's and D's and says, hey, it's been a while and I'm really thinking, and on and on and on. And she sent that to me and said, can I send this? And Meredith, to Brian's point, what did I say?
Press the, should I say it?
Yes.
Press the damn button.
Yes. And she did, and she got another bucket of people, reactive C&D buyers. Do not make it be great. When it's good enough.
It's good enough. And for those of you that know me, I'm not cursing in the town hall. I mean, here at TSMC, we had a expert, and you should check him out online. He's got great stuff. Brian Fanzo, Fanzo, and he's a video expert, and he kind of helps individuals like get over the fear of getting on video, getting on Zoom, getting on Facebook Lives, and his tagline is press the damn button. So that's where, so that's where it came from. But Angela, what chime in here on this 90% done, better than 100% perfect?
It is, it's better to do something than not to do anything at all, right? I mean, that's the,
yes.
I think we sometimes get into that, a little bit of a paralysis of, or not, the other side to it too, and this hasn't really been talked about is sometimes we hold on to too much because we think we're the best ones to do something and we don't delegate
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And that's something that we really need to work on, especially now more than ever when we're all remote and not seeing other people and not collaborating. So we really need to make an effort to work as a team and work at who is the best person to be doing something.
Yeah, that's right. And when you have, back to our number one point, gift of collaboration with people that know you well and that you trust their opinion, you can move faster, because I can text either one of these ladies. I mean, like, Kerry and I are texting usually in the morning. Angela's up on West Coast time, which is super impressive, but I can text them and say, is this a stupid idea? And we kind of have a commitment to each other that we respond very quickly, best we can, and give quick feedback. Yeah, that's really stupid. Don't do that. Stop. Or, yeah, you'd be perfect at that. You'd be great at that. Go for it. So, excuse me, when you're trying to learn to press the damn button, you need people you can trust to give you that feedback. All right, Angela, number 6. Sorry, got a little throat thing happening here.
Too much bacon.
Right? Oh my God, bacon is so good. Right? Number 6 is one thing we've observed, best practice. What's keeping people selling and successful right now are the folks that are lifelong learners, that are committed to education. So talk to us about that point.
Absolutely. And I have a favorite quote, and I've got it written down here because I'll never say it correctly, but it's a quote from a philosopher named Eric Hoffer. And in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. So, that has stuck with me for years and years and years, as I consider myself to be a lifelong learner and try really hard to be open to change. That's sometimes hard the older we get. But that has, I have shared that quote a number of times. You may have heard it if you've heard me talk, but that is, to me, it's a constant reminder that we need to always be learning. And as Meredith said, I think if we counted the number of webinars, podcasts, Facebook Live sessions that were delivered over the past 10 weeks or so, there would literally be at least one a day. And education's always been super important to the company that I work for, and it's important to me. And I've always said that webinar days are my favorite days. So I guess maybe, the last 10 weeks have all been my favorite days. I'm not sure. That may be a bit of a stretch. But there's been no shortage of learning opportunities. And admittedly, no one can sustain that amount of education, nor is it necessary. But it's wonderful to see the desire to improve and the desire to get better and excel. And I hope that I hope if we walk away with nothing else out of this is that mindset to continue to grow, the willingness to make changes. But it also shows something else, and we just touched on it, is the desire to collaborate and share and be part of something. We feel better when we know others are part of it, right? And you get out what you put in, and that can apply to just about everything in life. But I'm pretty confident that those who have been engaged, asking questions, participating, or making a difference and improving themselves are the ones who are going to shine and really come out of all of this better, more effective, more productive, and really accelerate their growth. Yeah. But I challenge everyone to block off time in your calendar. I've learned that over the last few weeks with all of the video meetings, and even despite working from, I have no more free time. I don't know where everybody's getting their free time. I've had to literally block off time, and I'm getting better at doing that. But learn a new skill. Subscribe to a podcast, or listen to recorded webinars. I always say that webinars are best live. So thank you all for being here today. But I love hearing about book clubs within organizations, or, identifying product champions when you've got new technology within your company. Match people up with the early adopters versus those that struggle with it. Create a culture of learning and helping. The other piece too is look outside our industry. Subscribe to some of those brands, and subscribe and look at some of the products out there that are outside of our industry and what they are doing to make a difference, and what they have done during this time to accelerate their growth. And think about how we've all felt during this time. So the need to learn and better understand systems and processes. Imagine now how our prospects feel. Probably not that different. So now is the time to educate them like we've all been educated. So what do they need to learn? It's interesting. Data shows that marketing emails during COVID have actually had a higher open rate, but direct sales emails have dropped. So people are interested in learning, but not as interested in being sold to. And I think we're seeing some changes there. But my other key takeaway is it was one of the first things that I said a couple of months ago. Put yourself in your buyer's shoes and think about things through their lens, and never stop learning, and use that knowledge with your prospects.
Angela, wow, just flat out, wow. You always do that to me. Thank you very much, once again, for putting me in this state. But what I thought about when you were saying that especially all my friends in Raleigh know that typically my grandkids, Kate and Ella, will come in somewhere in whatever I say. Right when I think that they're not, they do. And when you say that, what I realize is staying curious like a child, because I look at in these last 10 weeks as I've been quarantined from them and haven't been with them, and the things that they are curious about and how they go about working on how to learn it. A child takes it to its simplest term and then just, I got it, Mom, I got it. Let me go. I'll just go do it. And you're like, no, there's 3 more steps that you have to know first. I've been cooking with Ella, and all of a sudden it'll be like she's heard enough and she's just ready to go. She'll wing it. If she doesn't put baking soda in it, she'll tell me tomorrow. But that curiosity and then running with it, run like a child, comes with everything that we're saying today, and just follow suit.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, kind of sounds like how I cook.
Yeah, it does. I've eaten with you.
It's not good. And being locked down and not able to eat out, it's been a little difficult around here. But good thing Grubhub was invented for me, apparently.
Yeah, it reminds me of when there are times when I'm in Raleigh and I stay at the Oliver Hotel, which everybody knows. It's meals included. Yeah.
I take you to nice places, right?
We go to great places.
We go to great places. Yes. I make a joke pretty often that when Alan and I got serious and we're thinking of getting engaged and get married, I said to him, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is I can't cook. I don't make dinner. He was like, oh, that is bad news. What's the good news? I make money. And he goes, giddy up. I make reservations. We're good.
Yes.
So you gotta definitely know your strengths and what you're good at, right?
Absolutely.
So you really set me up well. Our last principle number 7, as we bring all of these thoughts together, is when you are collaborating, when you've got your data, and you're making fast, disciplined decisions. You're working in the business and on the business. You're getting good enough and pressing the button and going, and you're continuing to learn. So all of that comes together, which means then you just have to be willing to do it, to say, yes. So yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll jump in. I'm willing to adapt, because we all know people who are perpetual students. They love to learn. They come to these breakfast meetings when we have them in person. They come to our CSP classes. They go to the Builder Show every year. And yet 3 years later, 5 years later, they're kind of still the same, right? I mean, there's one thing to take in information. It is another thing to act on information. And so number 7 is willing to change and adapt. And for many of you, that's simply being willing to say yes. So I promised you at the beginning of this, I would tell you a story that most of you probably don't know about me, about how I said yes and what all transpired. So if I think back to how I got here, there was a series of 3 yeses, and the third one was the biggest one. So I was in graduate school for a degree in internet communication technology. And one of my fellow students said, I'm going to go out on maternity leave and I'm not going to return. We got to know each other well through the master's program. And she's like, I want you to replace me. And I want you to go talk to my boss. He's the executive director of the Orlando Homebuilders Association. I'm like, Homebuilders Association? What's that? I was in medical sales. She goes, well, I want you just to go talk to him, because I think you'd really fit in with this group of people. I said yes. I had lunch. I got the job. There we went. I said yes, right? I wouldn't have even been in this industry all this time had I not been willing to say yes to Melanie at Rollins College, right? And just go try something different. So then a couple of years go by, I'm at the HBA. It's wonderful. I love it. Great people, just like our staff here at our HBA in Raleigh. And a little company called homebuilder.com comes a knocking. They're the sister company to realtor.com. They go, we're going to take this printed book that's in all the grocery stores of all the listings, and we're going to put it on the internet. Do you want to be involved in that and be a salesperson? I said yes. And it moved me into the digital world. Amazing. So then I'm working for them for a couple of years, and this is when the kicker really hits. This is the third big yes. I start doing seminars and giving talks, and I'm kind of starting to make my way towards a transition of being a solopreneur and a speaker and consultant in our industry. About 4 days prior to the Builder Show that year, it was in Las Vegas that year, I get a call from a gentleman named Bill Webb. Bill Webb, for many years, as most of you may know him if you've been around a while, was a speaker and consultant, like 3 of us in the industry. And he goes, you come into the Builder Show in a couple of days? I go, yeah. He'd heard me speak one time at an SMC in Jacksonville, Florida. He goes, I just heard you at the Jacksonville SMC. Here's what I'm thinking. One of my speakers in the Super Sales Rally has just dropped out. You've got 48 hours to be on a plane to Vegas. You'll speak in front of 2,000 people. You'll have 23 minutes to do your thing. And I'm kind of thinking this is your chance to break into the industry really big and go. And I didn't. I just went, yes. And then I hung up and like cried and started drinking and all the things you do. And you're like, what did I just say yes to? But I would have, because Kerry and Angela can tell you, like speaking in the sales rally at the Builder Show is very prestigious, but it's very difficult, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah, they only take a handful of people. And the only reason I got in was because somebody dropped out, because I was an unknown. I literally, the entire time I talked, thought I was going to die or throw up. The entire time.
Been there, done that.
Right? I was so scared that first time, and I thought, I cannot, and I just kept talking. My dad had to write my speech the first time because I didn't know how to write a speech, really. He wrote it. He wrote the closing for me. I practiced in the hotel room. I literally had like 48 hours or whatever. It was tight. Practiced and did the closing. So nervous. I got done. I called my mom and dad, and I was like, I don't know what just happened, but I liked it. I don't know what, I don't know if I was any good or not. And I kind of feel like I'm about to die, but let's do more of that. So let's do more of scaring ourselves, you know. What, Angela?
You say, like both of you, you are both professional speakers and fantastic at it, but there's something key here is that you would never know, as an outsider looking in, you would never ever know that it's, nerve-wracking, or you come across flawlessly and beautifully. But there's a key component here. You're both exceptionally prepared for your presentations, right? And that you do your research, you do your homework, and you're prepared. And I think that is, we talked about that, as one of those, we're the successful builders in the last 10 weeks, is they have been, as prepared as you can be, but they've had some systems in place. They've had some of the infrastructure that's needed in place. And that's, what you just shared is a great example.
Yeah. And I was prepared because as soon as I got the call, I called up my mastermind people at that time. I leaned on my dad, who was a professional speaker his entire career through, being a pastor. I leaned on people that knew what to do when I didn't know what to do, and I let them help me. And then I practice. But all of that is these 7 principles all together, right, is how I pulled that off that first time. Right. And I'm sure if I went back and watched the video now, it's cringeworthy, but it got me invited back. And then there was the year with the smoke and the whole Celine Dion disaster. That was bad. Yeah. But then, and it got me invited back. And then here we are. Right.
So I have to say something, and I hope we have 2 more minutes for this, because
we do.
As we talked about collaboration and mastermind. And when you look at where you get from where you were based on that kind of collaboration, 2 things that I have to say. So Meredith Oliver, who was then pregnant with Brady Oliver, decides that she might not make it on the sales rally. And would I be her backup, me, if need be? And I'm like,
yeah, I was due just a few days. I was due like 2 weeks after the rally. But I thought to myself, well, what if, it's kind of tight timeline that year. Yeah. That was 2008. Yeah.
Yes. That yes went to the call from Alan to say, apparently you're on because Meredith is in labor. And I'm like, what the? So preparation, right? So because I decided that she catapulted me into that, that brings this, that a few years back, I reached out to Angela and said, hey, would you like to speak with me at the Builder Show? And she said, yes. And with all of that was like the yeses all came instantaneously. The preparation after the yes is the takeaway that I want everybody to have. That you just can't say yes and then wing it. You have to say yes and prepare.
And prepare.
And. So yes, so there was a triangle here that I wanted to share.
When this was all happening as I was doing my makeup this morning and I wrote my notes for today. I didn't even think about, you're right, the chain of yes that has happened through all of this. That's amazing. That kind of blows my mind, actually. And so I think the way that I want to leave it, and I know Laura, I think you're going to come back on here and do a couple wrap-ups. So please, everybody, don't go everywhere yet. Just sit tight for 1 second. They've got a couple of announcements and things administrative stuff to do. So our call to action for you today is, we said yes. What do you need to say yes to? What do you need to change, adapt, try as we move forward, not the new normal, forward in this uncertain time? What do you need to say yes to? And we are honored and grateful, humbled that you said yes to attending and spending your time with us today. We take that very seriously. We did our preparation, as you can see, and we appreciate the opportunity very, very much. So with that, I will turn it over to Laura, who can take us away.
Well, thank you. I don't know if Jill is going to also join us for this ending. But again, we greatly appreciate that you guys said yes. Thank you so much. We have loved, I mean, whether it's the Builder Town Halls, if you guys are not tuning into, you need to. But you know, just being able to take the TSMC virtual and kind of keep delivering and sharing with everybody. Thank you for helping us do that to the rest of the members. We appreciate that so much. So we are going to, I'll turn it back to Jill right now. And thank you.
And thank you. What a great message, y'all. Very moving, and I'll definitely have some pointers to take away. So thank you again for taking your time to talk to us. And through this, you helped us make us #BetterTogether. And thank you, everyone. Stay safe. We look forward to when we're all back together again. And speaking of back together again, does Magic 8 Ball know when that's going to happen?
Ooh, it's still uncertain. We're hoping though.
Fingers crossed. Well, we'll try again later. Remember, TSMC, in 2020, we are better together, but separately. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You kill me. You kill me.
Bye. Thank you.